Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Hello, hello, hello. Give everybody a few minutes to get on. Come on in. Say hello. Happy New Year, my friends. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Say hello. Good morning. Let me know where in the world you are joining us from. We got a whole new group of beautiful people that are going to be joining us today. So let me know where you're joining us from. Where in the world are you joining us from? Happy New Year! Always takes a couple minutes for everybody to get on, so I'm going to give you some time to get on, get settled. Good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year, my friends. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Vicki. Hey, Debbie Marie. Hi, Charlotte. Hello, hello. As you're joining, make sure you say hello and let us know where in the world you're joining us from. Hi, Joan. Excited to be here this morning from Washington. All right. Anna Cortez, Washington. Welcome, Joan. Hey, Wendy. Hello, hello. Come on in, my friends. Say hello. Introduce yourself. Where in the world are you joining us from? I'd also love to hear why 5-Day Body Revival. Why are you joining us? What are you looking for? Let's start there. That's the introductions. You know, normally when you go into a group, you got to introduce yourself. You got to meet people. So although I'm in your living room or your bedroom or your kitchen, wherever you happen to be, we got to introduce ourselves. So I want to know a little bit about you, and then I'm going to share a little bit about me. So tell me where you're from, where in the world are you joining us from, and excuse me, why Body Revival? What are you looking for? What are you wanting to get out of this 5-day challenge? Let's hear that, okay? So start sharing in the comments. You got it. This is social media, so you got to be social. So share with me why you're joining us, what you're looking for, and where in the world are you from, okay? And I'm going to go through and say hello to all of you. Hi, Charlotte, Southern Indiana. All right. Good morning, Wendy. Hey, Vicki Martinelli, California. Hi, Donna, Mesa, Arizona. Debbie from New York. Paulette from North Dakota. Wendy from Kentucky. Elise, good morning. Happy New Year. Hey, Jody from Phoenix. Janine, good morning. Rick from Wisconsin, good morning. Happy New Year. Karina, Southern Arizona. Hey, Susan. Hi, Lynn. Petaluma, California. Woohoo! Vicki, why is she joining? Because it's the time now. I like that answer, Vicki. Welcome, welcome. Those of you that are just joining us now, I'm asking you to please share where in the world you're joining us from and why the 5-Day Body Revival Challenge. What are you looking for? What are you wanting to get out of this program? Let's hear it. You got to put it out there and let us know what you're looking for. All right. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Shayla. Hi, Veronica. Hey, Lisa. Good morning. Okay. Karina, it's time to love myself more. All right. Well, I'm going to even change that sentence. I want to love myself most. Love myself most. All right. Good morning, Jacqueline. Happy New Year from Hinckley, Minnesota. Wanting a boost to follow up on my 22-day program. Very good, Jacqueline. Hi, Vicki. Cold Winnipeg. And why now? Because why not now? I like that answer. Charlotte, to gain more love and acceptance of my body. Very good. Hey, Pam in Tucson. Hi, Darlene in Denver today. Welcome, sister. Hi, Allie. Happy New Year, my friend. Paulette, finding the disconnect as to the self-sabotaging of healthy body goals, lifestyle, and habits. It's a great summary. Perfect. Hi, Tina. Hey, Lynn from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's cold up there. Looking for a jump start to health and a reminder of how to get there. Yes. Hi, Donna. Body revival for me is to start the new year off with more energy and respect for my body and soul. Yes, I believe feeling well radiates to everyone around me. That is an amen, sister, for sure. Good morning, Susan from Minnesota. Hi, Connie from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada. You need a reboot. All right, I got you a reboot, sister. Good morning, Tina. Hi, Judith from Glendale. General learning, very good. I'll take it. Kim from Mesa, Arizona. I want to heal every aspect of my life, and this is part of it. It is time. Yes, no time like this moment. Let's start 2019 on a kick-ass focus, right? Let's get us going. Pam Amy, I need a new routine. Ooh, I like it. Elise, I want to create the best me possible and live of love, peace, new life of love, peace, joy, and abundance. Woohoo, awesome. Shayla from Oregon, I need to move the energy in all aspects of my life and release all that no longer serves me. I need to love myself most. Love yourself most, guys. And forgive myself and work on self-compassion. All right, Shayla, well, you're in the right place. We're going to be looking at some of that stuff. Joan, why? The time to be visible and show up fully. I love it. Oh, and I love the idea, love myself most. Yes, please. I want to get on the right footing on this icy day. Yeah, I bet, Rick, up there in the cold. Good morning, Ellen. Hey, Darlene, ready to rock it. Louise just arrived to sunny Phoenix from Saskatchewan. Well, welcome. It's freaking cold here in Phoenix. I'm in Phoenix. Those of you that are new to me, I am in Phoenix, and it is cold. Like it's in the 30s, and we don't get in the 30s very often. Chilly. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Barb. All right, Janine, ready to reset the button. Hit the reset button. Set intentions to get to know who I really am. Very good, Pat. Linda, morning from Battle Lake, Minnesota. Starting to get used to the idea of taking care of me. That's important, but I still struggle. So looking for some support. Great place to come for support. So my friends, those of you that are joining us right now, I'm just asking you to share where in the world you're joining us from and what you're looking to get out of this program. This is just our kind of introduction. We got 5 days together where we're going to dive in and bring up some topics you might never have even connected to. Loving and accepting your body. And that's part of the 5-day challenge. It's not just about eating healthy, exercising. It's about a mind, a body, a spirit, emotional connection. That's why we're here. So I'm hoping that all of you are ready for that. If you're looking for just the next diet and the best way to lose weight, I can't help you with the diet, but I can help you with saying there are a lot of different tools that if you start to dig in, you can actually release the weight you're looking at, because the weight is about other things than just the food you put in your body. And from reading your questions, a lot of you, it is a focus on weight, and I get that. And I'll talk to you more about that in a moment. All right, Jody, I want to accept myself. I grew up being told I was too fat, not good enough, etc. It's time to love myself enough to honor myself with the healthy body I deserve. Amen, sister. Hello from Kentucky. Karen, good morning. Veronica, good morning. I'm joining this program to reinforce my radical self-care lifestyle. Radical self-care. I love it. Fabulous. Good morning, Jacqueline. Wendy, it's me. It's time for a reboot to heal my body and learn to truly love myself the most. Good morning. Happy New Year from North Phoenix. Looking to start this year right. This is a great way to do it. Good morning, Gretchen. Hi, Nikki. North Dakota, I want to be the best me. Nick, need to consistently work out versus sporadically. My body always responds better when I do my workout. Good morning, Connie. Hi, Karen. Good morning, Lisa from Olympia, Washington. Pam, got snow in Tucson. Woo! New Jersey. Hey, Peggy. Hi, Esther from Regina. Need to jumpstart my in-depth year, and where to better go than to get all this great energy. Hi, Patty. Hi, Jatara. Hey, Pam. Hey, Peggy. All right. Loving myself. Feel good. Was guided by spirit to be here. So here you are. Very good. San Diego. Hi, Karen. All right. Awesome. I think I got all my hellos in. Pumsky, Pennsylvania. Looking for ways to support myself in this journey. Beautiful. Welcome, my friends. Okay. So we are here today. What you signed up for is you signed up for a 5-day body revival challenge. Yes? 5-day body revival challenge. Now, we've done this challenge a couple of times. I actually created a whole program called the Body Revival 22-day workshop. It's available online now. I wrote a book called the 22-day Body Revival Workbook. But the challenge, the reason I do the challenge is because I want to give you a taste of looking at the body in a different way than just the physical. I want to help create a connection between the mind, the body, the spirit, and the emotions, and recognizing that they all come into play together, that they're all working either against each other or in alignment and harmony with each other. And each one of you individually is the only one that knows which is happening. Are they working together? Are they working against each other? So this body revival, this 5-day challenge, is to give you a different way of seeing things. It is highly likely that if you're joining me and you're new, how many of you are new to either my teachings, my classes, my products, my books, things like that? How many of you are new? Just give me a thumbs up or a like or a heart if you're new, or you can comment and say, I'm new. How many of you are new to this? Because if you're new, I'm going to say some things that you may have never thought of, that you may have never connected to your body and how your body is responding. And it may push some buttons for you. And so I want you to know that. I'm laying the groundwork to just say, hey, there may be some things that might push some buttons, but it may also open some doors. It might help you to see things from a different perspective, or to understand some of the things that have been challenges for you in your life, but you never really knew why they are. So this 5-day challenge is really just to plant some seeds, to give you an opportunity to see things from a different perspective. And if you like it, fantastic. And if you don't sit with things, if certain things don't feel right to you, let them go. And if other things ring true, then sit with them. And if things you kind of feel like, ugh, it feels true, but I don't really like it, really sit with it. Because a lot of times the things that kind of push our buttons that we bump up against are the ones that we really need to look at. But again, this is just an opportunity for each and every one of you to expand your insights, your awareness, and maybe learn a few new things that might help you in your mind, body, spirit connection. All right, so 5-day challenge, it is here. The topics, I actually pick the topics each day. I don't really ever, when I teach to the energy of the group. I don't ever plan out my teaching. And actually, as I was sitting there this morning prepping for this program, I was like, really wanting to tune into what it is that can be of the best service to you. And because we only have 5 days, and I like to talk. So because we only have 5 days, how do I want to start this off? And the way I want to start it off is the importance of a mind, body, spirit, emotion connection, and why that is so important, because so many people don't always recognize the connection, the importance of our mind being in alignment with our emotions, being in alignment with our spirit, being in alignment with the body. A lot of times we don't realize the power that just one of those being off a little bit has. And the body is the place that usually gets our attention. So if the emotions are off, if we have a lot of unresolved issues, if we're not looking at things, if we're struggling in any kind of area emotionally, if our mental thinking is like negative, stinking thinking, we're always putting ourselves down, we hate our bodies, we don't like the people around us, whatever our negative, stinking thinking, especially towards your body, or you don't feel a connection to something greater than yourself, call that God, spirit, universe, angels. If you don't have that connection, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, that will feel like you are separate or not connected in some way. And what happens is the body is always responding to what's happening. The body is the evidence of what's going on in your mind, in your emotions, in your connection to spirit. The body is the expression of that. So the body cannot have any response outside of the response that it begins to learn through lots of life, lots of patterns, lots of belief systems. There's a lot going on. The body is the thing that usually stops us cold. Would you agree? That if you are, let's just say you haven't been sleeping, haven't been taking care of yourself, you've been drinking too much, you've been eating too much, you aren't dealing with your emotions, you've got a big situation going on that you don't really want to look at, so you just push it down, you stuff it, you ignore it, you deny it, and then you get really, really sick. And so you're laying in bed for 2 weeks and you're sick as hell and you can't go to work and you're frustrated because you knew you couldn't keep going like that. You knew, but you didn't do anything about it. And the body is the one that gets our attention and says, hey, you're going to pay attention to me now because I don't have the life force energy. I don't have the energy I need to continue to go this way because your negativity, your stinking thinking mind is breaking down the energy that I need to survive. That your emotions and all of the energy that you're using to stuff those emotions is not allowing me the energy that I need to thrive. Your disconnect from your spirituality, whatever that is, even if your only spirituality is the earth or the wind or the sun, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not here to define what spirituality is for you, or connection to the earth or to God or to something greater than you. But the body says, I'm not getting the energy I need. And when it shuts down, do you pay attention? It's one of the only ways we pay attention. A lot of times we pay attention when we lose money, right? But then we have to do something to create more of it. Well, with the body, if we don't do something to change the connection, the mind, the body, the spirit, the emotional connection, the body, it doesn't recover. And it might recover momentarily, but something else happens. And then it recovers momentarily and something else happens. So how many of you can relate to that? Give me some thumbs up, some hearts. You've had an experience like that. You recognize that in your body. Your body has talked to you in ways to teach you that, hey, you can't keep going on like this. Hey, you're spending too much time focusing on things that aren't important. You're in so much fear that I don't have the life force. You're strangling the body. Can you relate to that? Can you relate to that? If you're having addiction, if you're having disconnection, if you stuff your feelings and emotions, the body has to respond because it is the container for the mental thoughts. It is the container for the emotions, and it is the container that houses the spirit within. So oftentimes the body is the one we listen to. You with me? Okay, I'm just looking. Yep, the body stops you cold. Okay, yeah, you're with me. Very good. Okay, so I want to just share now a little exercise that I think could be valuable to all of you. Now, for those of you that have worked with me before, you know I can be a little bit colorful with my language, so be prepared. And I also can be a little bit strong in some of the examples that I'm going to give you. And I want you to just recognize that it's just to give you an idea of how this can show up for you. I've done this work myself personally for over 30 years, professionally for almost 20, working with thousands of clients a year, tens of thousands likely, in a variety of ways, groups, individual, in mentoring other people, in working in programs. There's a lot of different ways that I've done this kind of work. And there's some pretty consistent themes, guys. It's not, we're not as unusual as we think we are. Your problems are not as unusual as you might feel like they are. They're pretty common in general. Of course, you have your own uniqueness because everybody is a beautiful being of spirit and is unique in and of themselves. But the challenges and the problems we face, first off, remember, there's somebody in the world of 8 billion people that have experienced it. So you're not alone. And number two, there are patterns that we can look very simply at and look at them and take and glean the information and say, okay, this cycle, it always continues this way. And at some point it ends. And what can we do to end that cycle? It's either we change something externally, or we have a change internally. That's how things get changed. We change something externally, a habit, a belief, a way of being. We change something externally, or we have a change internally. We adjust something inside of us. We have this aha. We have a spiritual awakening. We have an experience that we witness that moves us internally. But change is going to happen either through something that shifts us inside or something that we do outside. That's how change is going to happen. We have to follow the guidance that we receive to make the changes necessary to do what it is you want done. Now, what do you want done in this 5-day challenge? Why are you here? What are you looking for? Are you wanting to, a lot of you talked about releasing weight. I got to release weight. I got to release weight. Well, most of you said lose weight. I would correct that to release weight, number one. Anytime that you lose something, there's an energetic force that says, I need to find it. And you constantly do this yo-yo. I lost 20 pounds, I gained 20 pounds. I lost 20 pounds, I gained 20 pounds. I want to release it. Releasing is out of my own will. I am letting it go. I'm releasing it myself. I choose to let it go. It doesn't need to come back to me. I'm choosing to release it. There's a difference in the vibration of just those words. So, mind, body, spirit connection is critical, I believe, in healing that full circle of the mind, the body, the spirit, and the emotions, and getting your body into alignment in a way that it can serve you to the highest and greatest ability possible for you for now. Now, let me share a little bit about why this is important to me. So a lot of you are new. I saw lots of hands up and a lot of comments. Some of you aren't. So if you've been with me forever, then you already know a lot of my story. So you're just going to have to hang tight for a minute while I share. But let me give you just a little backstory of why this is important to me and why I'm so, why helping people to see the connection between the mind, body, spirit, and emotions is so powerful. And the reason that is because it's literally changed my life in hundreds of ways, but I'll give you just a couple. So my history, my background, when I was a teenager is I really, really struggled with weight myself. So I get the weight issue. It was something that I just could never seem to lose, and I use that word, lose the weight. I was horrible to my body. I put my body down every minute of every day. I was obsessed with it. I was a comparing person. I compared my body to every single person. And of course, as a teenager, that happens a lot as teens. But I think what happens is our emotional maturity level in that area often just gets stunted. It just stops. And so we might emotionally grow in other ways, but in our relation to our body, I think we're a lot of 40 and 50 and 60-year-old people still walking around with the emotional mentality of the teenager that never grew out of it, never healed past it, never got unstuck. And I see it in so many people, in that there's an immaturity in our connection to the way we see our bodies, no matter how many years we've lived. Does that resonate with any of you? Like you feel like you're still stuck in a younger age, for those of you that struggled when you were younger. Now, some of you say, nope, this is an issue that I have now. And of course, it's going to run the gamut. We're going to have people from all levels, all extremes. But for me, I didn't feel like I didn't grow past that point emotionally. So I was really stuck in this cycle and this pattern. And I would beat myself up at any opportunity I could in any way. Whether that was I ate 2 peanuts, or I had a chocolate shake, whether it was that I sat down and I could feel my fat rolls sit, next to my arm, whether it was I was looking at somebody that was the same age as I was, that was so much thinner, so much prettier, had so much more going on for them in my perception because they were thinner. And I was obsessive. I would keep track of every single thing I ate, every single bite. I had one of those little books that would tell you the calories of a walnut, and I would write down walnut and then how many calories. And it was so painful. And I really believe that those foundational years were absolutely an important part of my journey, because I walked through it to be able to be here to serve in a greater way. And so I'm very, very grateful for that. But that doesn't mean that me having that experience, and if I just isolated it and just kept it to myself, it can't help others. And if I can share it, then it could be of greater value to many, many, many people, which is what my mission is. And so for me, the cycle of abuse, I was the abuser. You with me? I was the abuser. I absolutely verbally, mentally, sometimes physically, emotionally, spiritually abused my body. I told it stories that weren't true. I judged it and criticized it. I gave it things that were not healthy. I put it in situations and circumstances that were not healthy for it. I disconnected it from anything that would feel joyful, out of just sheer pain. And then I just continued to gain weight, get bigger and bigger. Now, weight most of the time is a physical manifestation of some form or need for protection. Whether I'm protecting from people around me, protecting from judgment, protecting from criticism, protecting from abuse or abusers outside of you. But weight generally represents not feeling safe. Now, you can not feel safe within your own experience, meaning if I'm abusing myself and I'm needing protection from myself. So that weight, like there's a huge conflict there, right? One thing has to change before anything can change. So I'm going to have to change my mind. I have to change my emotions. I have to change my environment. Or maybe I could change my energy. Maybe I could change the vibration that I am living in. Maybe I could change my perception of who I am and see actually who I really am. And maybe I could change the emotional connection that I have to this body by seeing the beauty and the grace that this physical container, this sacred vessel is in this physical world. It is the house for my amazing spirit. And you all have a house, whatever your container, your home is, and you all have this beautiful, amazing energy spirit that your physical body is embodying. And sometimes those are the things we need to change. And when we start to make those changes, things change. But how does it happen? So for me, I had the struggle with weight, and that was my focus. Weight. But then I started realizing I'm really an abuser of myself. I put myself down. I'm so negative. I have such stinking thinking. And my life became an expression of that. I ended up in an environment with alcohol and drugs. I didn't participate, but everyone around me did. So I was a caretaker. I was codependent. I ended up in a relationship with an alcoholic who I had a son with. I ended up on food stamps and welfare. I was living in a shack, sleeping on a floor, not being able to take care of financially myself, my son, my boyfriend at the time, because he drank any money that we got away. We didn't have heat and air conditioning. We didn't have running water half the time. Most of the time we didn't have a bathroom that worked in this little shack that we lived in. So we had to use, either we went outside or we used his mom's house next door. Like, it was a very unhealthy environment. My son never had a crib. We slept on the floor because we couldn't afford a bed. We only had one room, so we slept on the floor because we couldn't afford a bed. Mice would run over us in the middle of the night because we were in like a shacky type of building. It was a very, very unhealthy environment. And the emotion that I carried and the shame that I carried and the guilt that I carried just caused me to expand that pain, and it showed up as weight. And I would just obsess about it. I would count every calorie. I would look at everything, but I never paid attention to my emotions. I never would look at those. Those just went over in a little compartment. And then after I had my son, I actually nearly died when I had him. And so when I had him, I got very sick. Like, literally, the doctors came and said I wasn't going to live through the night. Very sick. And so then I lost lots of weight. And I thought, my gosh, I've lost all this weight. Now I'm going to love my body. Now I'm going to be so appreciative. And now my life is going to be perfect. Now my life is going to be great, because my story that I told myself before was, well, when you lose weight, everything will be great. Guess what? It didn't change. Nothing changed when I got sick and lost that weight, because I didn't do anything different. The only thing that happened is my body got malnourished because I was so sick, and I lost weight, but nothing changed inside of me. So I still hated my body. I still hated myself. I still was judgmental. I still was critical. And that cycle continued. And then I gained weight and lost weight and gained weight and lost weight and did the whole yo-yo thing that a lot of people do. And I went anywhere from 108 pounds to 160 plus pounds, and just cycled in that place for a long time. And it was a painful place to be. How many of you can relate to that? How many of you know that feeling of laying in bed and feeling like it's not worth getting out of bed? Like, you're not worth getting out of it. And even feeling stuck in the body, like this, I'm stuck with this body and it won't work with me. It's not doing what I want it to do. Now, whether that's weight, whether that's a disease, whether that's a mental disorder, whether that's a challenge emotionally in your life. So I've been there. I get you. And so the topic for today, and this is a topic I talk a lot about, but it's where I want to start all of you, because we have so many people that are new. And it's a little out of the box, but it is one that I believe is so important to start to understand. So are you ready? You ready? You ready? I know you guys have lots of comments. I can't see them because my computer's all stuck now, But I see that there's lots of comments popping. So I want to talk about energy. Okay? I want to talk about energy. Now, listen. The body is the container, and all it can do is listen to what it is that you are thinking, feeling, saying, and it is the measurement. It tells you what's happening. If you're in really great health, then you've got some good things likely going on. If you're not in really great health, you don't. And it's not because it's judgment, not because you're being punished, not because you're wrong, but because there's something that's out of alignment. Anything that's going on in our body is just a recognition that something is out of alignment. It's not there to beat you up. It's not there for you to beat yourself up. It's simply showing you there's something, an indicator that something is not in alignment in your mind, your body, your spirit, or your emotions. And figuring out what that is and tuning and tapping into that. We're going to talk more about that in one of our next challenges in the next 5 days. But I just want you to recognize the body can only, it follows your mind. It has to follow your mind. It has to follow your mind. So if you think, I hate my body, it sucks, it's always fat, it never does what I want it to, it's getting old, my knees always hurt, I ache, I have this disease, I can't do this. If you have that thought, the body hears every one of them and it complies. And if you have the thought that I have the ability to heal this, I can do something different, I love and embrace my body in this moment, I am grateful and appreciative of what it has given me to this day, and I know it can create more. I love and accept my body exactly the way that it is. I love me most. Now, if you start to get into that flow, the body responds there too. You with me? Let's just see if you're with me, and then we're going to do a real quick exercise and jump into the topic that I want to talk about today. Okay, I see you're with me. Okay, good, you're with me. So, I want you to just close your eyes for a minute. I'm just going to take you on a short little journey. See, now I'm getting all worked up, so I'm getting warm. Woo! Okay, short little journey. Take it, just go ahead and close your eyes, unless you're driving. Take a couple nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. I'm going to take you on a 3-minute journey. Okay, one more nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. I'd like you to imagine that right now in this moment, with your eyes closed, your body relaxed, that you're in the middle of the Sahara Desert. And today it's 122 degrees. It is hot, hot, hot. Heat like you've never experienced. And you haven't had water for 5 or 6 hours. So number one, you feel that sun beating down on you and your skin just feels so tight and it burns because you've been out in the sun for 5 hours. You also haven't had water, and so you're starting to get dehydrated. Your lips feel dry, almost cracked. You feel like you don't have much saliva in your mouth. And you're in search of water. So you're walking and walking and walking, looking for water. And your body feels tired. You literally have no more sweat left because you've been sweating all of the water out of your body. So you continue walking, looking for It's water, looking for something. And you see over to your right a tree. And so you start walking to the tree. Ah, if I just have a little bit of shade, that will feel so much better. And so you continue walking. You can feel the heat, the reflection of the sun hitting the sand and beating back towards you. You can feel the sun on your shoulders that already feel sunburnt and tight. The sun on your head, the heat moving out of your body. And finally, you get to the tree. Ah, this is so much better. Shade. And so you sit under that shade for just a moment, and you can feel the difference. It's like 15 degrees difference because the sun, there's a relief. The sun is no longer beating down on your body, and you have some relief. And as you sit in the shade, just taking that experience and feeling so much cooler, still dehydrated, you look up and you realize that the tree is a lemon tree. Ah, perfect, you think. I can eat one of these lemons, and that will help me get a little nutrition in my body, help me get some liquid in my body. Ah, that will just be perfect. But as you go to reach to pull the lemon off the lemon tree, ah, your mouth just starts watering. Man, this lemon's gonna be so sour. And you feel the tightness in your cheeks, and that saliva that you didn't think you had, all of a sudden it shows up because your mouth just starts watering with the idea of how citrusy this is going to be when you eat this lemon. And so you peel that lemon, and as you peel that lemon, you smell the smell, and man, it smells good. It's a nice change from what you've been smelling on your long walk. But boy, your mouth is just watering, your cheeks are tight. And as you get that lemon peeled and you pull one little quarter of that lemon out, you take a nice big bite, and oof, when you take that bite, it burns your lips because your lips are so chapped. It just burns all around your lips. Your cheeks get so tight because it is so sour. But you get a little bit of liquid, a little bit of nutrition, and so you eat that bite up. And then you take that next piece and you take a nice big smell. Ah, it smells so good, refreshing. And it almost causes you to forget where you are for a moment. Then you take another bite. You still feel that burn. It almost gives you goosebumps. It's so sour. You're so appreciative of that lemon in that moment. Take a nice deep breath. Let's come back to your space, your chair, your couch, your bed, wherever you're sitting. Open your eyes. You're in your home, your space. We're not in the Sahara Desert. Okay, so did you taste the lemon? Did you feel the burn? Did you feel the sun beating down? Could you feel the reflection off the sand? Could you smell the lemon? Could you visualize yourself pulling that lemon off? So let's hear in your comments what you just experienced in that exercise. What did you experience? What did you feel? What did you see? What did you taste? What did you smell? Did you have a physical experience as we just walked through that 3 or 4 minute visualization? And please share in the comments. Okay, yes, cheeks hurt, saliva flowing, my mouth watered. Yes, I smelled and I saw all of everything you said. Yes, my mouth was watering for the lemon, all of it. Mouth got watery thinking of the tartness of the lemon. Could you feel the heat? Could you feel the difference from the sun to the shade? Yes, could have the physical feelings, felt every aspect as it was suggested. Yes, the lemon was sour, burned my lips. I felt pain walking through the desert, nothing but sand. My feet were burning. Mouth was watering, lips are dry. Mouth watering, lips dry. Saw the tree, couldn't taste the lemon. Could you feel the shade? Yes, I could feel and see myself there all the way through it. Okay. I could feel the sunburn, the shade of the tree, felt the heat, the cooling, the mouth watering, smelled the lemon. Yeah, sunburning, mouth watered. Okay, beautiful. So here, my friends, is your evidence. You are not in the Sahara Desert. You are in your homes, wherever that happens to be. You did not have a lemon. You did not have sand. You do not have your lips burning. You do not have a shade tree. But your body, just by my mere suggestion in a 3 minutes of your life, your body responded to my suggestion. Take a deep breath and think about that. You saw, you tasted, you could smell, you could feel the things that I suggested, and your body followed my suggestion. Me, a stranger to some of you, a friend to some of you, but still just an outside voice. Your body followed my suggestion. What the hell do you think happens with your suggestions? Can you see how critical and powerful your mental focus is? So if you've had 3 weeks, this was 3 minutes, and your body followed my suggestion. What if you have 3 years or 30 years or 50 years of a particular situation, a particular thought process? What do you think your body is doing? What do you think your body's doing? Body followed. Wow. Power of suggestion. I really, really want you to pay attention to this. Your mind is extremely powerful. Believe you can, believe you can't. You are right. Your mind has the ability to create experiences in your body. And you may not have ever realized how powerful it is. But again, I had 3 minutes of your time with suggestion, and your body listened to me. So if you've had 30 or 50 or 60 years of suggestion, your body is listening to you. Now, this is not to say that you've done a shitty job. You all have bodies that are sitting here with me right now. So obviously, you've done some good things because it's still hanging out today. But it is time to recognize that you have the ability to have your body have more freedom to be free in its experience by you being more kind and gentle and loving and positive and focused on what you want to experience and feel versus what you don't want to experience and feel. The mind, body, spirit connection. Emotions are part of that, are so critical to the physical manifestations that go on in the body, because the body doesn't have a choice. You couldn't stop it from doing what it did. It did it. Now, with that awareness, I want you to share in the group. With that awareness, how might your life change if you start changing the thoughts you think, the things you feel about the thoughts you think, and your words, and your actions? How do you think things might shift if you adjusted your way of seeing, feeling, thinking, and hearing and knowing about your body? What possibly could happen? Sobering, never connected all those pieces before. My nuclear family was very judgmental and critical of weight. Yes. And here's the thing. If you have a family that's critical of weight and you were overweight, then it's likely that you were kind of there as a way of looking for acceptance out of something that was not. Sorry, guys, this is live. Looking for acceptance in something that wasn't accepted in your family. It's kind of more like a, hey, I want you to just love me. And the weight is the protection of those judgments and those criticisms externally. And then, of course, we create those judgments and criticisms internally as well. So then the weight is protecting us from those people, but it's also keeping the love from us also. Believe me, I know this experience. Makes sense. I've been afraid to accept my body for fear of it staying that way. Responding physically. The power of positive and or negative talk. I know all these things, but feel like I'm finally ready to hear them. Yes. My body's been following my lead, my thoughts. Absolutely. Reacting to all the negative thoughts and things I've been feeling, I've been changing my thoughts and vibrations that I'm giving and loving myself. Yes, everything changes when you change that. Yes, life will get better. Harmony returns. It's freeing. I would have the freedom to live the life I've been afraid to dream of. Happier and more joyful. I've been telling myself I'm fat, so maybe change to positive affirmations and start believing them. Yes. If I recognize and reroute the thoughts from old patterns to new, even something as simple as release versus lose, or bigger like lovable and worthy versus not quite good enough, there will be nothing in my way, and I'm the only barrier between myself and my wildest dreams. Amen, sister. Life would be much more peaceful, harmony, self-acceptance, re-energized. Everything changes in a good way. Being present, yes. Your thoughts become reality. My mind will look at my body in a brand new way. Oh my God, my life has been ever so much changing, and it's been very rewarding and benefiting to me in each way. Yes, so here's the thing. You couldn't use your body as an excuse anymore. But here's the thing that I didn't hear any of you mention. Diseases could heal. Disease could heal. Physical disease, emotional disease, mental disease could heal if you can change your mind about your body. Change your mind about your body. So this is why it's so critical to have that mind, body, spirit, emotion connection. So critical, my friends, because you have the ability to make those changes. I did it, so I know you can. I love and embrace and accept my body today, and have for the last probably 15 years, pretty darn consistently, and those 5 years before I was learning. And what has happened is, as I have done that, I have changed my mind about my body and realized that we are a team. We are a team. And I've realized that we're a team. And because I've realized that we are a team, now we have this connection. We want to support each other, right? So my body supports me, I support my body. My mental thoughts support my body supports me. My emotions support my body supports me. My spiritual connection supports my body supports me. So we work together. We are a team. And when you are a team, then the energy of love is what guides, heals, manifests, and creates in your life, versus the energy of fear, which is anger, shame, guilt, pain, judgment, criticism. When you're not a team, you're separate. That's like being separate from spirit or God or the universe. But here's the thing, guys, we're not separate. We're connected. We are all spirits in the body. You are a spirit in the body. Without the spirit, there is no life in the body. The body, we've all, well, some of you may not have, but many of us have seen bodies that the spirit is gone. The body is dead. The body is dead when the spirit leaves. You are a spirit in a body. And when you feel disconnected, there's no life force energy flowing. When you feel disconnected, you might not be disconnected, but you feel disconnected. You don't allow that energy to flow. So today, I'm going to add one more layer. One more layer, because I wanted to make sure that you understood, because we have a lot of newer people on here, the mind, body, spirit, emotion connection. Now I want to talk to you about energy and the way that energy affects that whole thing. So, do you recognize that you have a tendency to be somebody who takes on the energy of other people? Crisis, the news, somebody around you, challenge, you feel deeply, you're empathic. People might call you too sensitive or emotional. Do you recognize that you are someone like that? I usually attract a lot of those kind of people, by the way. Do you recognize that you are someone like that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I see a lot of you. I recognize, yes, I'm an empath, I'm sensitive, and some of you may not be, but those of you that are, I want you to listen. Those of you that aren't, listen anyway, because, you know, you're here. Why not? All right, so here we go. If you're an empath, someone who feels the emotion of other people, someone who takes the energy of what's happening around them and absorbs it, takes it on. It is one of the most unhealthy things that you can do, is take on the energy of somebody else's experience, take on the energy of the environment, take on the energy of the world, because what that does is it expands the pain. It expands the pain. And most of us get this intellectually. We're like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. But how? How do I do that? How do I not take on the energy of the person that just lost their family in a car accident and they are my next door neighbor? How do I not feel their pain and their sadness? Now, there's a difference between having compassion and having and being empathic, taking on the energy. So what happens for people that are highly sensitive, that are empaths, that are oftentimes called too emotional, is, okay, everything is energy, right? Energy cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed, it just changes form. Everything is energy. And in situations and circumstances where there's a lot of pain, what we have a tendency to do is we have a tendency to be the absorber of the energy instead of the observer of the energy. So I witness that you are in pain. I witness that you are in pain. That is different than, I see that you're in pain. I am so sorry you're in pain. Let me take some of your pain away and maybe you'll feel better. Now, we don't do this consciously, but we do this. So we talk to somebody who's in a lot of pain. We suck that up. We feel it. It makes us sad. It makes us feel like shit, or we get angry, or we're upset, or what have you. And then what we usually have to do is then we have either somebody else that we go talk to and see that pain just starts to ripple out. And instead, what we can do is we can be a witness. We can hold space for somebody. We can be in a place of love for them, but know that it's not our responsibility, our job, or healthy to take on the energy for them. Because if we take on the energy for them, if we absorb the energy of what they're going through, we make it bigger, not better. We make it bigger, not better. When you are focused on the problem expands. When you're focused on the solution expands. So when we are a witness, when we are an observer, when we are simply holding space with love, we offer solution and healing. When we are the absorber, take it on, it gets bigger. It gets bigger. So maintaining your own energy, holding your own energy, being able to be the observer instead of the absorber, holding your own vibration so that, and there are things that you have to do in order to do that. You have to learn to walk the world in a different way than what you've been doing, unless you're familiar with this. So my suggestion is to do something that invites the energy so that you can maintain your own vibration instead of taking on the energy of everybody else. And you've got to look at your habits too. Like watching the news, probably not real healthy. Hanging out with people that piss you off, probably not really good for you because it might be really emotional, especially when you're learning. Now, once you've learned, then you can be in an environment where it's not going to trip you up. It's not going to trigger you. You're going to be able to still be the observer. But when you're first learning and you know you're an absorber, you have to be very mindful of the energy, the environments, the circumstances, the predicaments that you put yourself in. That breaks down to television shows you watch, movies you watch, the news, people you hang around, experiences that you allow yourself to be a part of, because you have to micromanage your energy in the beginning. You have to, if you want to learn how it feels different when you're the observer versus the absorber. Okay, who's with me? Let me give you a couple tips. Okay, lots of sensitives, I see that. Okay, so observe, not absorb. So this is what I do, and you can do any of these, but there's a couple tools that work really well for me. Number one, I call on Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is the angel of protection, guidance, strength, and courage. What he does is he helps us to observe the energy, not absorb the energy. He helps us to maintain our own vibration. So like, this is my own circle, right? This is my vibration. And I get to choose what I allow in it. Now, it doesn't always feel that way, right? Because you're like, this person just came at me. But we get to choose how to respond. Reaction usually is a trigger, just boom, and we react. But we get to choose how to respond. But this is my energy field. And I'm responsible for my energy field. I'm not responsible for yours. I can't control yours. I can't fix yours. I can't make you do anything ever. Because if I could make you do it, it would already be done. If I could make you get better from a disease, I would do that. I can't. You're responsible for that. If I could make you to make a difference in your relationship, I would do that. I can't, because you are in charge of that. But what I can do is I can observe that energy and hold the space for you to find your way through whatever challenges you have. And each one of us can do that for those we love and care about, and those that we don't even know, right? So maintaining our own vibration means this is my energy field and I'm responsible for it. And I am not going to allow myself to get into places where I absorb, take on the energy of other people. And if I do, I'm going to recognize it as quickly as possible and shift that direction. It's not always easy, guys. This is one of the hardest lessons you can ever learn, I believe, as a spiritual being in a physical body, is how to maintain your own energy and not let the energy of others move you in a direction that doesn't feel good to you. Because you see, we don't want to expand the problem. We want to be able to hold the space for people to find their solutions. So what I do is call on Archangel Michael, angel of protection, guidance, strength, and courage. So he helps us to maintain our own vibration so that we can be the observer, not the absorber. So I invite him into my space every single morning. I call him in. I ask him to surround me, to help me to maintain my energy so I don't absorb any energy, seen or unseen. Because sometimes there's vibration around us that we're not even conscious of. So it's not like it's just the news and we know that, but it could be the environment we're in. And I'm so sensitive, I can feel the energy almost immediately. So it doesn't happen very often, but a lot of times for those of you that are new to this idea, you may not be aware of how the energy even feels because you're just so used to being in it. When you're in it, you're just in it, right? So it's hard to discern that. So I do a prayer. I invoke the blue light of Archangel Michael to surround me and help me to maintain my energy so I don't absorb the energy of others, seen or unseen. I'm responsible for my own energy. I don't need to absorb your good energy or your bad energy. I'm the creator of my energy. I'm the one that generates my own energy. I don't need to absorb negative or positive. It is not my job to fix you, heal you, make you do something different. But what it is my job is to do is to hold my own energy, to be of the greatest support to all. Now, could that be true for you too? So that's one thing you can do. You can also visualize the color blue around you. Blue is energetically connected to maintaining and protecting energy. Blue is the color that policemen wear. It's the sword of Archangel Michael, electric blue color. It is the energy. It represents protection. And again, it's not protection to keep people out. It's a maintaining of my own to keep my own energy in. Because see, what happens is when you give your energy over and over and over again, what happens is you become depleted and you don't feel like you have the energy, and you feel resentful of the energy that you do put out to help all of these people that might not even be doing what you want them to do. Number two, the biggest thing I learned about maintaining energy is it is one of the fastest ways to start releasing weight. Because you see, we have a lot of protection up from people around us. And we also have a lot of protection up from the environments that we're in. We have protection up when we're watching the news and things like that. And when I started to maintain my own energy and be responsible for just my own energy and not everybody else's, my weight started to just come off naturally without changing any diet, without changing any exercise routine, just by loving myself enough to hold myself accountable for my energy, not everybody else's. So me calling in Michael every day consistently started to change the physical experience I was having, because if I was maintaining and protecting my own energy, I didn't need physical weight protection. Are you with me? I didn't need the weight. So the weight literally released itself. And that was just a bonus. I didn't know that was going to happen. It was just a bonus. And I do believe that as someone who walks this talk, and I do this myself every day, living this lifestyle, doing the work I do. I work on police and missing persons cases. Nobody ever comes to me because they're happy. People come to me because they're in challenge or conflict or crisis, usually through death, divorce, or disease. So the energy that I am around oftentimes is lower vibrational energy, not necessarily because of anybody's fault, just because they're going through conflict, challenge. That's what I do in my life, right? That's my work. So if I hadn't learned how to hold my own energy and not absorb the energy of everything around me, I would be one very sick person. That is why so many people that do this similar work drop out. They let go, they go back to their regular job, they quit, or they get sick because they don't know how to hold their energy. And it takes a lot of practice, and it is extremely important. I cannot emphasize enough how important that is. And if you are someone that needs to release weight, and that was one of the things that you're focused on for this 5-day challenge and for your new year of 2019, I would strongly and highly suggest that you begin to work with calling in Archangel Michael, or begin to recognize the observer versus the absorber. Start using that as an affirmation and move into the energy of, I am willing, I deserve to maintain my own energy, and see how that starts to change. Number one, your moods. Number 2, your relationships. Some people might not like that you don't show up the way you always have. But also, number 3, your physical body. Because, my friends, you're carrying the density and oftentimes the weight of the world. Oftentimes the weight of the world. So bottom line, when you observe other people's energy, you are just witnessing their experience. You don't have to make it your experience. But when you absorb their energy, you become part of the problem, right? You are responsible for maintaining your own energetic space. You're not responsible for creating somebody else's. You actually can't do that. Why can you not create or manifest for someone else? Because you can't feel for them. You cannot feel their feelings for them. If you could, you'd already do it. When you observe life, you can support people from an empowerment place, from a place of empowerment. But when you absorb it, you direct people oftentimes from your place of fear. And what we always want to be doing is shining a light for people. We always want to be able to see the light in someone, even if there's darkness happening. And focus on maintaining energy instead of protecting energy. Protection keeps everything out. Maintaining, because we can't keep things out. People are going to be around you, they're going to be around you, right? But what your job is to keep track of your own energy. So let's hear what you think about that. How many of you are aware? You're like, okay, yeah, that is for sure. Like I could really work on that. Let's hear a little bit about that, and then I'm going to give you your homework for today. Your homework for today. I'm going to be giving you homework every day. The next morning, we'll talk a little bit about your homework, and then we're going to talk about the subject that we're focusing on. And then the next day, we'll talk a little bit about your homework, and then we'll talk about the subject that we're focusing on. And I have 3 things that are homework every day for these 5 days. Remember, it's a challenge. Didn't mean it was going to be easy. I'm saying it's a challenge. So I'm challenging you to show up. Okay? Let's see what we got here. Really works. Yes, I'm in. Blue is always my favorite color. Very good. Start calling it in. Just grabbed your 33-day guidebook off the shelf. Very good, Joan. Okay, so Susan, it can be the same thing. Stress and anxiety, maintaining your own energy. I was focusing on so many people that were talking about wanting to lose weight as part of this program, but absolutely, it doesn't matter where the body is. The body could be diseased. It could be very sick. It could be lifeless. It can, not completely lifeless, but really low energy. Or it can be overweight, or it can be underweight, or it can be that you just don't feel like you have the energy to do everything you want to do. There's not a requirement here. Maintaining energy makes a difference no matter what situation you're in. All right, so you guys are with me. Very good. Okay, so here we go. Here's your homework, okay? So number 1, every day for these 5 days, right? 5-day challenge. Every day for the 5 days, I want you to take 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all I'm asking. To journal about body appreciation. What do you appreciate about your body today? Okay, so when we get done with this workshop right now, coming up, then I want you to take 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking, 5 minutes to appreciate your body and just journal what those things are. Okay, I appreciate the fact that it's breathing still. Okay, great. So if you're in a really negative place, it might be that. And if you can only think of a few things, write them over and over again for 5 minutes. Okay, it shifts your vibration. Secondly, so that's the first thing. And I would love for you then to post something that you appreciate about your body in this group. Why? Because number 1, me asking you to do it and you actually following through are 2 different things. And you know that part of the reason that you're attracted to me, and maybe you don't know, but part of the reason you're attracted to me is I'm about accountability. We can say things all day long, but sometimes we need a place, somebody to show up for. Now, I can't go through all 500-600 of you that are in this group and say, okay, she did. I'm not sitting in judgment of any of you. What I'm asking you to do is show up for yourselves. show up for the people in the group because they might need to hear the exact thing you say. Those of you that are commenting right here, people are reading those, and that could bring value and insight to them. I might be the person you're listening to right now, so I'm seemingly the teacher, but the reality of it is all of you are teachers in a variety of ways in this group and out in the world. You're all teachers. You're sharing, you share your tips, you share the things that have worked for you. You say, oh, you got to try this diet, or you got to try this program, or hey, this eyeshadow is really great, or go to this insurance company, or like, we're always sharing. You're a teacher. And you're out in the world just like I am. And I might be focused more public, but you are a teacher. So you have the ability to share all kinds of things as you learn them. And sometimes we just want to get more in integrity for ourselves. Follow through, show up. So first homework, journal for 5 minutes about body appreciation. Second homework, share something you appreciate about your body in the group each day. So after we get done with this video, I'm going to be looking for your posts, and I'll actually post something that says, hey, share your body appreciation here, or share the one thing you appreciate about your body. Share your homework here. So I'll actually create a post, and then you can share them all underneath so we don't have 5,000 of them dinging us crazy, okay? So that's the second thing. Share something that you appreciate about your body in the group to be accountable, to show up, to support, and to follow through for yourself. Number 3, share any insights or ahas that come through with the homework, okay? That come through with the homework. So your homework is, I would like you to, sometime today, New Year's Day, great time to start. I would like you to start thinking about, number 1, that mind, body, spirit, emotion connection. And I just want you to think about how that shows up in your life, and I'd like you to just journal on it. Because sometimes, for those of you that are newer to this idea, you may not have ever thought about it. And you may not have realized, like, can you see a time in your life where when you look at your mind, body, spirit, and emotions, and things were really in flow? And why is that? Were all those things lined up? Can you see that? And then you might also look at a time where they weren't in flow. And can you see how something was missing? I wasn't focused on this. I was only focused on this. Because I'm a big believer, you know, we can go to a doctor, and doctors can absolutely help us. Absolutely. But if we just do the body piece and we don't do the mind, the spirit, and the emotions, it doesn't last. And if we just do the spirit piece, you go and maybe you get energy work done, you get Reiki done or something like that. That's great, and it can make a difference for a while, but it doesn't last. And if you just go to a psychologist and you just work on the emotions, but you don't start changing your mental patterns, and so you have a release for a minute and then the mental thought comes back in, it doesn't last. And if you can just find a way to get those 4 things in alignment, and if you look at your life, you'll find those times where they have been. So that's number 1. I'd like you to just observe your life and just look at, was there a time in my life where my mind, body, spirit, and emotions were really out of alignment, and what did that look like? And then is there a time where they've really been in alignment, and what does that look like? Just as an overview, just to see if you can connect one side or the other side. Like I said, mine were, you know, I'm living on food stamps and welfare, and I'm sick as hell, and I have no money, and I'm in a relationship with an alcoholic. My mind, body, spirit, and emotions out of whack, right? And then in my life, in these last several years, as decade or so, that I've been very focused and committed. And it doesn't mean that life hasn't happened. It doesn't mean that I haven't had hard things. My life has been harder in the last 5 years than it was 20 years ago when I was going through all of that. However, the challenges externally have been harder, but I've been able to move through them greater in here because of that mind, body, spirit alignment. Okay, that's first question, or the first piece of homework. The second piece of homework is, I would like you to do some form of maintaining energy today. Either call in Archangel Michael, visualize the color blue, go stand outside and open your arms to the sun and allow the sun to move the energy through you, and just say, please help me to maintain my own energy for my highest and greatest good. Or you can do the invocation. I invoke the blue light of Archangel Michael to surround and protect me from any negative energy, seen or unseen. I invoke the blue light of Archangel Michael to surround me and help me to maintain my own vibration to any energy, seen or unseen. And so it is. Something like that. Doesn't matter to me which you use. I just want you to realize the difference between protection and maintenance. You can use the words interchangeably as long as you see the difference. I don't want to protect and keep everything out. I want to maintain and keep it all in. But as long as you can see that word interchangeably, it doesn't matter to me which you use. Okay, so that's your second piece of homework. And then the third is, I'd like you to, throughout the day, once you've called in Michael, up until tomorrow when we talk about this again, I would like you to just do some energy checks. Just notice where you're at. Okay, just stop, take a breath. Okay, how am I feeling? Where are my mental thoughts? Am I being able to kind of hold my own energy better? Am I feeling like I need to go and fix something or somebody? And I just want you to pay attention after you've invited that energy in. What I found is I've done thousands. I've worked with thousands of people in working with Archangel Michael. I did an Archangel Michael challenge a few years ago when my first book, Invoking the Archangels, came out, and we had thousands and thousands of people participate in this challenge. And at first, people didn't notice as big of a difference until they really started getting consistent, and they could not believe the changes that they felt in their body, in their mind, in their spirit, in their environment, and the people around them. It was a phenomenal experience. So that's your third piece of homework. So those are the things I want you to do. You're going to journal for 5 minutes on body appreciation. If you want to share it in the group, great. If you don't, that's fine. Number 2, I want you to share one thing you do appreciate about your body in the group every single day for the 5-day challenge. Number 3, any insights or ahas that show up after listening to this, you can post them, and or doing your homework. You can post that, and I'll have posts for you to share those. So you just have to scroll through to find which post you're going to want to share on, okay? So, couple of things before we go, all right? So today's January 1st. Happy New Year, 2019. The 3 vibration, which is all about creativity and expression and connection with that creativity. So it's a great time to create what it is you want in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, and your emotions. Perfect divine timing, my friends, that we are here together today. Second thing I want to share with you is we are going to do the 22-day body revival challenge. It is my online course, and it's going to start on the 7th, which is Monday. If you've already registered, if you've already bought that online course, then you can certainly join the course. If you haven't, you can join it. I'm going to be in and out. I'm not going to be doing a class every single day because it's an online course, so it's already all created. But I'm going to pop in 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times a week, and I'm going to jump in to just share some homework, some insights, some connections. So because of that, we're going to do a drawing at the end of the 5 days. If I see that you've commented somewhere every single day for the 5 days, I'm going to pick a couple of winners to get that 22-day program for free. I believe it's $88. So I'm going to pick a couple of winners that I see are participating every single day. You don't have to be live. So if I just see that you're doing the homework every single day, or that you have shown up every single day, or that you're responding to other people every day for these 5-day challenge, I'm going to pick a couple of winners, and you guys will have the opportunity to join the 22-day body revival program. Now that program, it's an online course. It is 22 days, and it's good for a year. So you can start it anytime you want. You don't have to start it on the 7th, but it's a great time because you'll already be in the energy to do it. And for the 22 days, the 7th through the end of January, I'm going to be jumping in intermittently to support you during that 22-day process. And you'll have a private group, so you'll have a community there that can share the experiences that they're having as well. There'll be homework pieces and all of that. So I want to remind you of that. So if you're active every day for the 5 days, you share, then I will be picking a few winners that will get the 22-day program free on January 7th. I'm going to pick those winners on Sunday, January 6th. Okay? Last thing I want to remind you of, if you did not register, because there's going to be a worksheet for your homework right after we get done. If you didn't register, meaning you just came to the Facebook group and requested to be a part of it, but you didn't register and get a confirmation, then you need to register so that you can get the worksheets. So I just posted that link just now in the group, and it's pinned. So you can make sure that you register. Go to that link so you can get the registration, so you can get your worksheets. Okay, yeah, the program's usually $88. I discounted it to $55 for the body revival, which is going to start on the 7th. So if you don't have the body revival and the 22-day one, if you enjoyed this, it's just deep diving into all kinds of areas. We're going to talk about how your body moves. We're going to talk about if you feel like you're measuring up. We're going to talk about comparison and rulers. We're going to talk about the masks that we wear, all of the things that limit us from being our own best friend. Loving me the most. I'm just looking at my workbook to see what other things we have. Creating a new story, learning the language of the body, the functionality over physicality, putting the mind, body, spirit together by moving the body, pictures and perspectives, like those are some of the different areas. So again, that starts on January 7th. It's $55. It's discounted right now. The price is going to go up on January 7th, go back to the regular price of $88. So I took $33 off of it because I really just want you guys to benefit from it. If you're interested, that link is there as well, 55 bucks. Make sure you registered so you can get your worksheets. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, which is January 2nd, tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Mountain Time. I know that's early for you Pacific people, but my schedule is tight, so I've got to make things work. So 7:30 a.m. tomorrow, I will be here live to go over some of your insights and homework from your sheet you're going to get in just a little bit. And then we're going to go into topic number 2 tomorrow at 7:30 Mountain Time, which is 6:30 Pacific, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. And then the rest of you that are out in the world, Debbie Pringle, Mozambique, I have no idea what time it is. Thailand, I have no idea what time it is. Australia, I don't know. I can tell you those ones. 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. All right, my friends. So I will see you all tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Make sure you go in right now. I'm going to go in and post what you make sure you do your body appreciation journaling. And then I'm going to ask you to share one of your appreciations and any insights, ahas from our conversation and or from the homework. Those will be there. I'm looking forward to seeing you interacting. I love you all. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a happy, happy New Year's Day. Remember, today is the day that starts that energy of whatever it is you want to create. So take the time, set some intentions, get focused, put the energy into what you want to create. If you know that certain things hold you up, get that shit cleaned out. If you like an organized office and your office is like scattered, clean it up today and get that energy moving to bring that in for this coming year. All right, my friends. Mwah. I will see you tomorrow, 7:30 Mountain Time. Mwah. Love you all.